So for me, let's just segue.
Yeah.
Which is, what did you think about your film studies at RMIT in the digital film and video program?
Yeah, it was. I think it was really essential for me because before I even went to RMIT, I've been trying to learn filmmaking on my own as a high school student. And
So you've always wanted to study film, right?
yes, I have been I've started doing films, not basically film, but just videography, ever since I was in grade 7. So that was like 13 years old. But everything I did was not technically filmmaking, but it's just like cool things.
Shooting friends, events.
Shooting, yeah, like cool traits of filmmaking that I really like, and I want to just get that moment and stuff like that. But it's not until I get into the film studies program that I really understand what filmmaking is and whether I really love it or not. So the first year I spent, I was actually spending the first year to realize if I really want to be a filmmaker or not, or I just want to be like a cool social media content creator and stuff.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just filmmaking takes more work. Yeah, it's just real filmmaking. It's like a lot of work, a lot of like.
Why did you choose RMIT over, say, some of the other options that you had while you're in Vietnam, or did you even look at other options?
Oh, I did. It's just RMIT was a no-brainer options because first, apparently it's like English.
Okay, so
I get to
taught
train-
in English, classes taught
Yes,
in English,
I
right?
get to
And you
train
wanted
myself internationally, and I don't limit myself to Vietnamese terms, production Vietnamese terms only. But I get to expand my. I get used to using English, and so that's the most important thing when I came to America, right? Because I've been spending time studying.
since you knew that you were gonna be heading off to the U.S., you go,
Yes.
I should learn
Yeah,
film
since
but in a
yeah,
English-speaking
yes,
program, right?
yeah, since I know there's a chance that I will come to America, yes, I have to involve myself in a full English environment, and so RMIT became a no-brainer options at that point. But also because I really because I've been asking other alumni, right? Not in digital film and video program because
we
we were
were
basically new. We were basically
Brand new.
one.
So you started during COVID, right?
Yeah,
Roughly.
yeah, just a little before COVID, like
Okay.
2020.
So you're part of that first batch.
Yes,
Okay.
the lab rats. Yeah,
It was a tough time for any university student,
yes,
across the world, not just Vietnam.
yes. But so prior to the time I went into RMIT, I asked a lot of alumni in other programs like digital media, or just basically any program inside RMIT, and I learned that RMIT gives the students a lot of freedom in how they want to learn. I guess so, because the way that the whole Vietnamese education has been going on is that a lot of teachers will control how you study, and they will just like spoon feeding you all the information and knowledge. And RMIT is just different. It's like Australian education, Western education, right? And so it gives me freedom in searching for in becoming however I want, right? And so that's the second thing that so first thing is English, and second thing is like the freedom in choosing what I want to become. And so RMIT gives me that two things, and it's already like an approval from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think you've now as an alumni, graduate and alumni, you've obviously been able to
Hmm.
use a lot of those things that you've learned in your internship and also the workplace, right?
Yes, a lot of social skills. A lot of I think I learned a lot of the communication skills in RMIT because you have to work with other people, have to work with the lecturer, the professor. A lot of elements to consider in every project, and I think that's the most valuable skill.
And just working with a lot of different students, right?
Yeah, just working with
Teammates
people
and
and
yeah, negotiating things.
negotiating things, seeing their reactions. They got angry, they got happy, they got it's just all the spectrum, and to really truly understand that uh, good work only produced by a crazy amount of people, not just by yourself, and that's the most important thing, most valuable thing that I take away from RMIT. But
And you ended up, you and a small group ended up creating, I thought, an amazing capstone project film.
yeah, well, thank you.
A little long.
A little long, yeah.
I would say cut it down a little bit,
Yes,
but
still in production.
yeah, but a really meaningful film in the sense that, you had an idea that you and your team wanted to do, but then you quickly kind of evolved the idea after some feedback, and then you grasped onto a story about that dealt with Vietnamese heritage,
Yes.
preserving Vietnamese heritage, right?
Yep. And oh yeah, now that you mentioned about like Vietnamese heritage, I did also learn that I want to, do something about Vietnamese heritage during the time I was studying, because uh, I will make a small comparison here because people who learn filmmaking the untraditional way, not going to film school and stuff like that, learn from outside, learn from the work environment, they will only learn, they will mostly learn the skill to make the movie, right?
So the
But I feel
technical skills,
the
right?
technical skill, yes. But for me, when I was in RMIT, I think I drift I shift a little bit further away from like learning the technical skills only, and starting to get into this whole reason of learning filmmaking, like why the whole philosophical aspect of learning the skill. Why do I want to be a filmmaker? Why do I want to do this? And once I become a filmmaker, what is my role in this society? So that was the sort of thinking that I got when I was in RMIT, because I was learning a lot of theory class, and David and Nick and also you at some point would say uh, the history of this, the history of that, this screen movement, that screen movement, that this cultural movement, that cultural movement, and the function of the medium itself. So I learned a lot about the nature, the core of filmmaking, of what it means to have a film. And so that's what gives me the idea about oh yeah, because I'm a Vietnamese filmmaker, so I should be doing something for Vietnam, right? Something related to Vietnam, because filmmakers are all over the world, and being a Vietnamese filmmaker means that I'm the only filmmaker that can do something about Vietnam, because I understand it. I grew up in Vietnam the whole time. And so yeah,
And your name is Nam.
and my name is Nam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think if I hadn't gone to RMIT to study filmmaking, I wouldn't have been realizing this so soon. It's only because I got through all of that theory in my head, learning learning a lot of materials, philosophical material from RMIT, from the digital film program. I basically had to read a lot of books, right? And then so yeah, that's just plant the seed in my head, and now I know what I want to do, and that's perfect. That's what people go to college for, right? or it would have been a waste of money. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you directed, but you co-directed with Zen.
Yeah.
So how did you arrive on the idea of telling a story about a Gailung singer?
Yeah. So for Zen, the inspiration is different. For me, the inspiration is another thing too. Uh, for me, I just want to because there's a point in my past where I was not doing any music or filmmaking. I was so into this basketball career. I want to be a professional basketball player, and I was in the lineup, in the promising lineup.
Okay.
I was in a district team fighting with the other districts,
So this is at the high school level?
high school level, yes.
Okay.
Not even high school, secondary school. I
Okay.
was like 14, 15 back then. And I was in a lineup that was promised many things. Like, hey, if you play this game well, you'll get into the city teams and eventually work your way up to national team and competing internationally and become like this very professional basketball player. Yeah, I lived in Vietnam, but I know like NBA like from inside and out. I watch it like
okay.
every day. Yeah, I was in that career, and I thought I was going to do that for the rest of my life.
And then what happened?
And then at that one game, someone someone was being evil, and it was that jump I make is a layup, and then when I land, someone who was guarding me, he tried to make me land a different way.
Awkwardly, right?
Awkwardly, and so my ankle got twisted 90-degree.
Oh, so you broke your ankle?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it took me like I feel like I healed really fast, but it was not fast enough. Like 3 months, and in that 3 months, they're already looking for other people, looking for someone to replace me, because the tournament is still going on, right? And so there's no waiting for me, and so basically I was out.
Oh, okay.
And in I think in the sport industry, in sport they don't trust people with previous injuries.
Okay.
Because people with previous injuries will have this mentality of holding back, because I got injured and I just have this little trauma in my head.
Okay.
That if like, what if someone's gonna guard me in an evil way, right? And then I got the injury.
So you're never
again.
the same probably after
Yeah.
an injury, right?
Yeah, so I was a defected product at that point, and nobody wants me anymore. There's no international basketball player career anymore, and so I was devastated, because that's everything I ever.
That was your dream.
Yeah, that was my dream, and that was what I want. All I want to do at that point. I knew nothing else. Yeah, my life was basketball, and so I was devastated. And
But because of that, it probably
it
prepared you for the adversity of moving to Houston.
yeah, it's
Of like stuff
over
doesn't
again.
stuff doesn't always go right, and starting over.
The only permanent thing in life is actually changes. It's not, like that's what I learned. It's not anything else but change. Change always happen, and what you have today, you cannot, you're not expected to keep it for like long. Tomorrow might be different, kind of thing. And so that's a past incident that I took inspiration from when I do this capstone project, because in the film it's about a artist that lost the voice and couldn't perform like as well as before, and the resolution is actually just like how I did with that basketball thing. I just have to find peace with it. I just don't have that. I'm not grieving on that perfect kind of future anymore, like the lost career anymore. But I grew to have peace with it. Like maybe it's just
Yeah.
about, you know, you're still being able to do that is already a luck. It's already a fortune.
Yeah.
And so the same with the singer in the film. She couldn't perform well on stage. She couldn't, hit that high note.
Regain her former glory, right?
Yes. Wouldn't get that wow factor from the audience anymore. But she still managed to, do service to the guy's funeral.
Yeah,
The
so other
poor-
people are still in need of
Yes.
what
So-
she is able to do.
Yes. So she still be able to do something, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so that's with me too. I will still be able to play basketball, have fun with people, use it as like a connection sport, or just basically having a really fun time,
Yeah.
like little fun time. It doesn't have to be like being LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant.
I think the height will be an issue too, right?
Yeah, the height will be an issue too.
You probably never grew as
Yeah.
you expected you would grow either,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and so the same with in that film, and I combined that inspiration of my past with Gai Lung because Gai Lung is such a, you gotta be like the most passionate artist living on earth to be pursuing, Gai Lung, because Gai Lung nobody cares about it nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it's a lost art, and to see the people, there's still people doing it. It just makes me feel like, wow, this is something that even though they will not make a living from it, they will gain no glory from it, but because they're so passionate and they're so connected to the art, they're just simply doing the art because they love it and they have a really strong relationship with it. They just do it because of these really core values, And so I guess when it comes to doing a story about making peace with your passion, with what you really love, Gai Lung is a perfect subject to recreate that lost and that regaining,
Absolutely. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you thirsty? Should we?
Yeah,
We're
we
back to where we
should.
started. Should we just go in and grab a drink and come back here and we'll just sit and talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, and finish
Yeah.
it off. All right.
I use a lot of sweat now. A lot of sweat.
We've earned the drink.
You
okay?
own a drink, yes.
Stop recording.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Old Dad Discovers.